this is it, the final issue of the Mega Man Fully Charged miniseries. It's been an interesting ride, but before we end this journey, let's recap what happened last time, and spoilers from this point forward. It was a massive family feud between Mega Man, aka Aki, Zero, aka Suna, Light, aka the Bot's Bane, and Namajim, aka Diney. The last one recently got upgraded, courtesy of Wily, and proceeded to mop the floor with the others. Mega Man in particular due to choosing the hero's path, and Diney's jealousy of his happy family life. Not even visions of his happier past could stop his violent crusade. So Mega Man planned to go fully charged in order to get through to his brother once and for all. Mega Mini warns Mega Man that thanks to the memory flashes, or memory bleeds as he calls them, he cannot stay fully charged too long without risking a power burnout. Mega Man's still going through with this in order to reach Diney. This fight between fully charged Mega Man and Diney is one-sided in Mega Man's favor. He blows off the attacks like they were nothing, and his counterattacks knock Diney around. Remember, this is all to get Diney to stop fighting and talk things out. Diney, though, sees that killer instinct in his brother that he mentioned earlier in the miniseries. He also sees the fully charged form as something that almost makes Mega Man whole. All he has to do is use it. Oh, Mega Man uses it alright. The blast is enough to force Diney out of his upgraded form. He doesn't want to outright destroy Diney, but his body has other ideas. It initiates another memory bleed, which combined with a fully charged form, could cause Mega Man to explode. We're not talking Skullman level explosions, it's kiss this city and everyone in it goodbye. Mega Mini says he can stop it only if Mega Man can get his emotions under control. Cue the I'm here for you now speech. In all seriousness, this is why Mega Mini is important to Aki, and why the latter went out of his way to fix him. He's his conscience, the voice of reason, and right now, Aki needs to listen to him. A memory bleed of Light and his two boys calms him down enough for Mini to power him down. Once he makes sure Mega Man is alright, Light goes to see Diney. While he cannot change the past, he promises to be here now, to help him become what he was meant to be, a hero. Aki and Suna will help him too. After Diney gets a memory bleed of the same image Aki had earlier, he seems open to the possibility. Things might just work out after all. However, the issue isn't over, and we haven't gotten to the epic climax yet. Cue the arrival of the main villain to provide it. Wily's disappointed that neither Mega Man or Diney have what it takes to lead his robot revolution. A nice consolation prize is he now has both their schematics, so he can build a worthy replacement. He wants to scrap the Robo Bros, but they aren't interested and show it by blasting Wily's pod. Not only is the pod undamaged, Wily transforms it into a large mech made out of Robot Master parts. He grabs Light and gloats to him before planning on killing him. Luckily, his son, Diney, saves him. He does care for Dr. Light, as the man himself points out. With Mega Man already using his fully charged form, the three siblings have to team up to stop Wily. Mega Man and Diney hold one of the mech's legs, while Suna rides Rush to directly attack him with her Z-Saber. Wily attempts to shake the three of them off by flying onto the top of the rooftops. It works, but it opens him up to a direct attack. The three blast, or in Suna's case expand her sword, at Wily, wrecking his machine. He tries to escape, but they cause his pod to crash. Wily starts begging for mercy, and here's where any hope for family unity is dashed. Mega Man's in a forgiving mood and hopes Wily can change and use his knowledge for good. Diney, however, believes Wily doesn't deserve mercy due to murdering numerous robot masters and tries to finish the job. Wily's pod survives the attempt and he escapes, vowing to return with new robots based on Mega Man's schematics. Because they let Wily get away, Diney takes off, disgusted by his family's actions. Mega Man, Suna, and Light apologize to each other for their recent actions during the miniseries. Light especially since, as I've stated before, had he just told Mega Man everything from the start, he wouldn't need to visit Wily in the first place. Well, the damage is done, and Wily has data to create stronger robots. When he does return, the Light family will be ready for him. And this is where the issue and miniseries ends. I'm mixed on how things ended. Let's start with the positives. We have the final confrontation with Dr. Wily, complete with Wily capsule and Wily machine. Only this one's made out of Robot Master parts. This already makes this version of Wily a lot crueler than his game counterpart. The three Light siblings working together to take him down is an interesting method. And of course, when Wily's defeated, he begs for mercy, just like he does in almost every classic game. Although, like in a number of these games, he escapes to fight another day. Here's something a number of you might not catch. Throughout the miniseries, this Wily did the same thing his game counterpart did: analyze and tinker with Light constructed robots so he can build robots of equal or better caliber. In the classic game continuity, it was Light's first son Blues, aka Proto Man. In this continuity, it's Aki and Diney. The end of the sibling fight is a heartwarming moment, but I guess we have to have a Proto Man type character, so Diney takes off due to different philosophies. Which is a shame since he worked well with the rest of the family during the Wily fight. At the very least, he's no longer attacking them for the time being. A big issue I had is how the miniseries ends. It just ends. No satisfying resolution, no dealing with the aftermath of the major battles a day or so later. It's kind of like how the cartoon series ended. Then again, the same creators did work on both, so I shouldn't be surprised. I think the idea is the ending is open-ended enough to allow the possibility of an ongoing series. Wily is out there with the means to create stronger robots, and if he attacks, what would the ramifications be? Heck, what are the ramifications after Wily revealed his true colors in this miniseries? His reputation is sure to be in ruins. And his grandson, Bert, he looked up to the guy. How would he handle his grandfather being a world-conquering maniac? I feel if they were just going to do a miniseries, one more issue dealing with the aftermath couldn't hurt. As for the miniseries as a whole, should I recommend it? If you're a fan of the Fully Charged cartoon, it wouldn't hurt to check it out. If you haven't watched the series and want to check it out, you do need to at least do research on the characters and settings because the comic assumes you're already familiar with this particular universe. For me, it was okay. There were some good things like the idea of Mega Man having a human sister, and I'm amazed she continued to keep fighting after losing her helmet. Well, she is her father's daughter after all. Back to the good points. Exploring a dark and troubled past, the heartwarming moments between the family, and the various nods to the games. With the last one, I feel the creators do care enough to incorporate elements from the franchise into their stories. That's what I got. Also, as I was reading this miniseries, the art kinda grew on me a bit more. What I am not okay with is how some plot points are just dropped or switched around. And part of it is how the miniseries was paced. Like I suggested, maybe if it had one or two more issues to breathe, it might have been better. But I think the 6-issue format was done for the purposes of a future trade paperback. That said, I feel there were some things that needed proper closure or clarification. There's that whole thing with Skullman, which I now believe is all Wily's doing. The way Light refused to tell the truth to Aki, which I mentioned numerous times. And how the miniseries itself ended. Again, I think the intention was to have it continue at some point. I could be wrong because as of this writing, I have not heard anything about future series or the like. Honestly, I wouldn't mind a continuation, especially if it's done by the Fully Charged creators. This universe still has potential, and they could use the opportunity to explore how Mega Man became Mega Man and how he got Mega Mini. I would also like to see how they would deal with the Light vs. Wily conflict compared to other media. The setup is there. If they were to continue, make it a little more accessible to the casual readers and or Mega Man fans who don't know about this version, most notably in the beginning. And maybe start resolving some things. Not everything if you want this to be continuous, but some major plot points here and there. Whatever happens, at least Mega Man Fully Charged had the chance to continue in some fashion, even if it's in another medium. So, throughout the final battle, there were no signs of police or military forces helping out the heroes. No wonder villains keep trying to take over the city.